Warning. The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets. And I also have a husband who's home today, so he might play the TV a little too loud in the background. And I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. As you can hear in the background already. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I highly recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. You know what's funny is that there's a lot of times that I think that I should like kind of like get rid of this warning because it's like, oh, by now everybody should know, right? And it's like, no, they don't. To this day I still have people asking, what's that noise in the background? Who's playing video games in the background? It's like, no, it's a parrot being a schmuck every time I go live. So the disclaimer stays pretty much. Although on the vlogs I don't have a disclaimer, but pretty, but the thing is, though, everybody I think by now knows there's a parrot right there. Right there, always waiting for me to go live. He won't say anything on any other time. Well, actually, he does. He does. He just gets more excited when I start talking to myself in the camera. So that's just what we have to deal with. So hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of this draw stream. Whatever this draw. I really should come up with some kind of like intro. You would think I've done this long enough that I would have like a proper intro for this, but no, of course not, because that would assume I was a professional. I am a professional. I am not a professional. But yeah, so welcome to my live stream where we will spend about the next 2 hours just yapping about whatever and drawing and listening to the parrot in the background. So hello, Joseph. Hello, welcome, and hello, HR. Yes, welcome. And yes, and I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching me from regions beyond. Thank you so much for joining me today for another glorious 2 hours of nonsense, of art and nonsense. If you are joining me from Facebook, come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in the chat. Facebook sometimes has a tendency to disconnect from when it has a tendency, it just has a tendency to disconnect in general. And I don't stream to Twitter anymore, so mentioning Twitter is actually kind of moot. So come on over to YouTube. So if you want to have like a kind of like these one-on-one conversations when I'm actually able to look at the chat, I really do try to look at the chat as much as I can, but sometimes when I'm working, it's this whole multitasking thing. You know how there's no such thing as multitasking. You just do a lot of little tasks poorly as opposed to just doing one thing well. So if you want to be part of whatever discussion we're having today or any other time, come on over to YouTube and you can hang out in the chat that way as well. So so I guess before I get too deep into whatever I start, 'cause I have a tendency to just start yammering, and then it's like before you know it, it's like, oh wait, I never did introductions. So hello everyone, my name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
I got nowhere else to go! I got nowhere else to go! I got nothing else.
It's true. It's true. And I am known for the Furry Fantasy Adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter in 2024 with the re release of the next story arc, Tears of the Mother, with the re release of issues 1 through 5, and the brand new issue 6, which will finally, I don't have any dates yet, but I just know that's in 2024. So keep an eye out for that. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama, Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which also returns to Kickstarter in 2024 with issue 8 out of this 15 issue series. So that one might be happening, a lot earlier in the year, probably around February. I haven't committed to a date yet, but yeah, so most likely around February, I will be launching this campaign for issue 8. So again, keep an eye out for that as well. And I am also co-host with Nita Landing on the Raging to the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern on the broadcast on the Indie Comics Network. And I guess I might as well tell you now, this Friday, we will not have a vlog. So that's also one of the reasons to usually I don't run this stream if my husband's home, if Jose is home. But the thing is that we're not going to have a vlog on Friday because it's Thanksgiving weekend and you guys have better things to do on Black Friday, right? You guys got better things to do than to watch us, just talking about stuff. So yeah, you got better things to do. So yeah, and also along with the Raging 2, we also have a 10% coupon. So if you have Kickstarters you need to fulfill, or you just need to organize your messy ass comic book collection that I know most of you have, you can actually buy bags and boards and comic book boxes from Gemini's Comic Supply. When they say comic supply, they mean all comic supply. So you can use our coupon code RAGIN10 to save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or comic books, just general comic book supply order from RAGIN10. With Raging 10 from Gemini Comic Supply. And in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, that's TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel here at Daphne Lage, that's LAGER, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever anything of mine or anything else on that channel goes live. So let's see. So who else? Hello, Efrain. Yes, hello. Everybody just slowly coming in. Today seems kind of like one of those days, right? That everyone is just slowly waking up. It was raining all day. Most of all day yesterday. Found out I had a leak in my roof. Not really. So I'm not really happy about that, but luckily we have somebody coming this weekend, hopefully, to take a look at it. I usually like rainy days, right? But not when there's a leak in your roof. So yeah, no. That rainy days kind of suck. But it's overcast. It's not supposed to be raining anymore today. At least I hope not. But really, though, I still can't get over how early the sun is setting. Like, it's already looking dark already, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's it. That should be a war crime at The Hague. Being dark this early. Because it's like I don't know. It just feels like I have less time in a day than I really do. Actually, even though technically the time is the same, it's just that it just gets darker earlier, and it just feels like it just feels like a lot later than it really is. It's just really funny how turning your clocks backwards makes it feel like it's later. Because it's like I know that there were days I'm working and I'm thinking, oh, it must be like 10 or 11 o'clock, and then I look at my watch, it's only 7. So it's like, wait a minute, how does an hour change completely disorient me in the amount of time and amount of hours there are in a day? So, so I don't like that. I don't like that at all. that whole early sunset. No, don't like it. Do not recommend. Um, so yeah, so today I'm going to be working back in Photoshop again. And we're going to be doing something a little interesting. So at least for me, it is. We're going to be working on some fan art today. I know that I have a to-do list a mile long. All these books that I have to get ready before, that I have to get done before the end of the year. I'd like to get done. At least in the next, what is it, week and a half now? Not even, what is this, like the next week, that I want to at least get Tall Tales issue 6, issue 6, Tall Tales issue 6 completed. I'm in the process of lettering that issue. That's for Tears of the Mother issue 6 out of 8. It's an 8 issue limited series that we will be re-releasing next year, which it sounds like sounds far away, but it's like, no, we're just like 5 weeks away until we're in 2024 already. So so I'm in the process of lettering that. I'm almost done. I'm pretty much, I have 10 more pages left to letter. And then I am also, what am I also doing? I also have to put together the raw file for House of Bob, get those pinups kind of like situated in a book, and then I could start replacing pages with the color versions that are supposed to go in there. And then hopefully, early next year, I can start trying to proof it. I still have to do some new artwork for it. I want to do a new cover for it. So for those of you who don't know, House of Bob, the first volume, Leather Ladies, is a collection of erotic furry art, if you want to say it in a way that hopefully is not demonetizable, which shouldn't matter for me because I'm not monetized at all. So it is a first volume of a collection of my erotic furry art that I want to put together in a nice hardback edition. And so I'm putting that together as well. I would like to release that book next year, in 2024 as well. So it's going to be a collection that features both color pieces and their pen and ink counterparts, because I have a lot of people who like my pen and ink work, but I also have just as many people who want to see what it looks like in color. So it's going to be 80 pages, 40 images in black and white, and then 40 images, the same images in full color. And it's going to have some erotic poetry by Nita Lanning also in the book. And like I said, I want to make this kind of like a deluxe hardcover. I'm still playing around the idea with a dust jacket and all the fancy stuff for a nice hardcover. So I want to proof that. I want to be able to start proofing that next year or early next year. So that's also something I want to start. I want to make sure I put together before the end of the year. And also, because I am a glutton for punishment, I have already started penciling Ego Raven issue 9. I still have to proof out issue 8, which launches next year, and I've already started working on issue 9. I'm 8 pages in, and it was supposed to be just thumbnailing, but my pencils are kind of good enough that I could just start inking on top of them. I got to resist that urge. I want to finish the issue. So, and then depending on how soon I finish that, that's also going to be released in 2024 as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can have that book done, especially like at March by latest. It's like I don't really sit down and work on a book straight through. So, but the thing is, especially with using Clip Studio Paint, it's really been helping me, I guess, like streamline my process better. So I'm really confident that March I'll have that book done, and then it's just for me to figure out whether I just want to complete this, complete I'd say it's like 9, 10, 11, 12 straight through, or whether I should just, like finish an issue release, finish an issue release, finish an issue release. I haven't decided yet. Considering that my plan was to have 9, 10, 11, and 12 penciled by December. So that's kind of not happening because September completely disappeared from me on my calendar. And I just haven't been able to catch up since. So, yeah, so I'm just probably just going to not drive myself too crazy, and just work on stuff as I go along, and then as I finish, just release them on Kickstarter. Also, another thing which kind of like dovetails into the theme of the show today, and kind of like and also in the artwork that I'm going to be working on right now, is the fact that I just finished translating. No, not translating. Kind of converting. Eagle Raven issue 2, the comic, into prose. So I've spoken about this a lot, but for everyone who's just joining us who don't know, so I have my series Eagle Raven Air the First Unicorn, which is a comic book series currently. But what I am doing is I am translating the comic into prose as well. The idea is once I'm done with all 15 issues, which I'm treating as chapters, I'm going to be releasing Eagle Raven as a novel. So it's going to be just pretty much a retelling of the comic book series, but in prose form. And it's going to have, a bunch of new scenes and a lot of things that I couldn't put in the comic because it's just, like just too much. It's just too much for a comic. But in novel form, I mean, there's a lot more information that I could put into it that makes a lot more sense, in that format than it wouldn't have in comic book form. So right now, I have issues 1 and 2, which on the next campaign for issue 8, I'm going to be I guess like offering the prose versions of issues 1 and 2. I haven't decided as either stretch goals or as add-ons. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. I kind of like the idea as a stretch goal because, what it is that because the prose is a work in progress. So, you guys aren't exactly going to get like the absolute finished version, as each issue/chapter gets released. So, so I just want to be able to offer it in a way where it's like, you guys can enjoy it. But then it's like have something to look forward to when the actual novel is released. And also I think that this also what I like is that this also gives the opportunity for people who buy the comic but haven't read it because of like of whatever, and it's like, and maybe they prefer like having it, like they have an audio reader that could read it for them. I know that I had some people in the past tell me, actually thanking me, that my PDFs were accessible. Like they were visually impaired, and their audio readers were able to read my comic PDFs out loud to them. So doing it as a prose, offering up the same issue as prose, I think will make that a lot easier as well. And also you get the benefit of extra information and extra scenes that, like I said, wouldn't have really worked in the comic because, it messes with the pacing, and, comics is a completely different medium. That's why you could never have a 1-to-1 translation from a comic to a novel and vice versa. For everybody who is like, oh, the book is better, people, all you the book is better people. That's just what it is. It's like, it's like the same thing with a movie. It's like, the people who it's like who still cry about Tom Bombadil not being in the Lord of the Rings, and it's like, Peter Jackson's like going, no, we're not stopping the movie for another hour and a half just to accommodate this character that does nothing. So I don't know. So it's like, so at least this way, um it's just another option for people to enjoy my comics. Um by not reading a comic, I guess. It's like, I don't know. It's like you can read the prose version of it. So I'm really excited with it. I'm really happy with how they're coming out so far, especially with the new scenes that are in the book. There was one new scene that I put in issue 2 that I thought was really cute and funny, but it would have never have worked in the comic. I mean, it would have been like, it's kind of like when I talk about my vignettes, where it's like like when I'm trying to world build, or at least I'm still in the process of world building. I world build as I go, and I write these little vignettes and like these little scenes, like, oh, I really like this idea. Let me write it out. And I just put it in a folder, and there's some scenes that make it in the book. They don't make it in the book. There's also some scenes that I end up putting together a shorts collection. For those of you who pledged to my previous campaign, Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, also the unicorn known as the Unicorn's King Daughter, there was the shorts collection, Tales from the Outer Kingdoms, which is the canon shorts collection to the main series. And those were essentially vignettes that I decided to illustrate and pretty much make canon to the story, that they're just extra scenes. They're not, it's like you can read them, like it's just like a standalone book of shorts. I just think that they just add to the story without kind of like getting in the way. So with the prose, that's kind of like how I'm feeling too, that I'm able to like write out these scenes and explain certain parts of the lore. um and they just make sense in prose. But like I said, but you'll still have the comic too. I mean, because I'm so like I said, with the previous campaign that I did, I had collaborated with Krista Crawford, who wrote a romance fantasy novel, Sky of Thorns. And the reason why I collaborated with her was because her book also features a unicorn girl who's able to shapeshift, and it's like, oh, we must join forces. And I want to thank the 25 people who did take advantage of the collaboration print offer that I made on the campaign. If you pledged to both campaigns, whether digitally or physically, you're going to get a bonus print, a crossover print that I did just for that for that offer, I guess. So 25 of you did that. So thank you so much. And so because I was doing this crossover with her, I started doing a lot of research on the romance fantasy section of Kickstarter, which was really, really interesting. I know that I've spoken about this before. And and very, very quickly, I ended up in the, let's just say, the erotic deep end. Like there's a lot of that. You see, I'm not really familiar, like I didn't grow up with romance novels. Here we go. Like HR is saying, like Tarantino's Once Upon a Time on Hollywood. It was different, they say. Yeah, exactly. Especially, well, I mean, technically Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it is a fantasy version of Hollywood history. which was, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was, especially how he handled, um, uh, I forgot her name. It's a fucking Roman Polanski's wife. I forgot her name already. It's like, and I even forgot the actress, the Barbie actress. I swear to God, it's like that woman. It's like she barely had any lines in the movie. Margot Robbie. Yeah, Margot Robbie. Am I saying her name backwards? Um, no, it's Margot Robbie, right? Right. And and she was playing Tate. No, Sharon Tate. Sharon Tate. There we go. Okay. All right. Sharon Tate. And it's like she barely had any lines in the movie, but every scene that she was in, she owned. I mean, if the fact that she was not nominated for that is just, that was a crime. That was also a war crime at The Hague. But that, yeah, so yeah, it's just a different take on it. It's funny, HR. It's like, because just yesterday I was thinking about the whole concept of Chekhov's gun, and how Once Upon a Time really, really ran with that concept, except it was Chekhov's flamethrower. Excellent movie, excellent movie. But I digress. So yeah, so it was, so very, very quickly I ended up in this deep end of the pool, in romance fantasy Kickstarter, right? And like I said, I wasn't, I didn't grow up on romance books. I didn't, like, I'm not familiar, with it as a genre. It's just one of those things that you heard about, that it's like, oh, it's what all the horny wine moms read and shit like that. It's like, that's, that kind of thing. And then, the more I began to research it, the more it's like, oh, now I get it. I think, and the thing is, though, and it all, well, yeah, it was complicated. I blame Omegaverse. It was very strange. It was a very strange time. So yeah, so I was doing research hey Michael, how you doing? Hey. So I was doing research, finding all these books and reading a lot of excerpts, because it's like I kind of wanted to get a sense of what was the deal with these books, and, kind of like, okay, getting into it. And the thing is, though, at the time too, because of a particular manga series that I had gotten hooked on, Remnant 7, Revenant. I don't know. It's an Omegaverse manga. It seems that it was a big trend in manga. Even though Omegaverse was started in the United States through Supernatural fandom, yeah, the two guys, the two dipshits in the car, um, yeah, it's like it started with that fandom. I don't know how that people made the connection, but that's fandom girls for you, right? And it seems that there was a subsection of manga artists in Japan that really took off with the idea. And there was a particular series that I came across that, out of curiosity, I picked up, and I was reading scanlations of it online. And then I bought the actual physical books. And because of that, I had Omegaverse rot for a while. Kind of still do. But so I was doing, like, looking through Kickstarter and whatnot. And then it's like I started coming across Omegaverse novels. Hey, Nita. January. We'll be there in January. So, and it's like, and again, I'm reading these excerpts, and what's funny, because I was telling Nita that it's like, holy shit, it's like, I don't know what to make of what I'm reading here. It's like, I just found them very, very weird. It's like the writing style was kind of like, it took me a little bit to get used to, because see, I guess writing in first person is like a big trope for romance novels, right? And then it's like, and then it's like the whole, like Like, holy shit. It's like, you know what? It's like to call it erotica would be kind of like an understatement. No, these women were writing outright porn. You know? So it's like, it kind of took me a while, you know? And the thing is, and then it's like I came across this book, The Feral Court, by Myra Danvers, right? And you know how it's I remember reading a tweet that said, always be humble. Um always be humble because you never know whether the thing that you goof on becomes your fetish. That's kind of what happened, you know, because it's like I said, I was kind of like, what is this? I don't understand this. And I'm reading her excerpts, especially. I signed up for her newsletter to read an excerpt of her book, and I'm reading it, right? And I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird, and this, that, and the other thing. But the thing is, though, I couldn't stop reading. That was the thing. As weird as it was, I couldn't stop reading. And you know, so it was just literally just this thing where it's like it starts off like, oh, what is this? Ew, this is like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, oh shit, where can I get more of this? You know, it's kind of went like that. So I bought a bunch of her books, Myra Danvers, one, I bought her book on Kickstarter. So the Feral Court, I bought that. That's the Omegaverse book. But I went on Amazon and I found a whole bunch of her other books as well. And one of them that really caught my attention was a book series called The Last Tritan. So this is the book series, and what I really liked especially about Myra Danvers is that she uses like a lot of anime inspired artwork on her campaign. Like she used a lot of anime inspired work on her campaigns, and you know, and I kind of think that these covers kind of fall under that too, that they're anime inspired, especially that center one. um but yeah, so this is the series that I picked up. And not only did I pick it up, I couldn't stop reading it. I just couldn't stop. So this is where it kind of leaves us. So the pieces that you see on the screen right now, that I'm going to be working on, they're fan art from the books. I had just finished reading the last book, about like maybe like a week or so ago, only to find out, to my horror, the book is not a trilogy. There's still, I think, like one or two books left. And, you know, and it's like, you know, and it's just like, I just have to cope. I just have to cope right now. So what I did was I thought that it'd be a little fun, especially like kind of like to kind of give myself a breather between all the work that I have to do right now, you know, because it's like, you know, so it's like, it's like I'm going to, you know, it's like, oh, I'm doing a lot of drawing. What can I do to unwind? Let's do some more drawing. So I did these two pieces based on the books, The Last Tritan, right? So what they're representing the main characters, Captain Asher and Mila, who is so the book is about this woman Mila, who I guess like her people are pretty much conquered by the Caledonians, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly. It's like the Caledonians, which is a kind of like a warrior class empire type thing. Kind of reminded me of like Spartans, you know, where it's like their whole thing is that, oh, you know, they hyped up strength and the quality of their breeding, and it's like, you know, and it's like, oh, and we're conquerors. And it seems like they have their own, I guess, like their own innate magic, but for some reason it can only be activated if they're linked to these priestesses, that are from that I guess like they only exist in this city, or at least this country of Triton, I think. I don't know. I'm probably just, look, I'm only it's like I'm just reading it for the porn. You know, it's like the story itself is kind of background noise. So So what it is that like, so the priestesses are like highly coveted because they have this kind of like healing earth power that when joined with like the Caledonian power, they kind of act as batteries. And the like the arm, like the people who link to them, who are bonded to them, the men who are bonded to these women, they can kind of siphon their power to use as weapons. And and it is kind of, so it's like that's kind of like the theme going on here. And the main characters is Asher and Mila. And it turns out that it's like their powers are more compatible than anybody has ever expected, so it's like that's kind of like where the story is going, where it's like, yeah, so it's like, so it's very, so it's a very it's very heavy on dubious consent. If you, you want to try reading these books, it's very heavy on that. If you're into that, that's exactly what these books are. Um, and and it's kind of like there's this like really, really overarching, like, what, how would I say it? Like, it was funny. I had the phrase in my head before I went online. Um, Kind of like they're having this, sexual battle of wills throughout the entire series so far, and it's like, and the kind of like the visual that they use to symbolize it is the berserker and the wildcat, because like she's, because it's like, she's called like Lady Wildcat at the beginning because, oh, she has to be tamed. You know how these things go. And oh, hi, Okia Fern, hello, hello, yes, happy Thanksgiving. And it seems that he also has something called like he's also like his whole thing is like being known as a berserker. So it's kind of like, okay, so I put those things together. It's like, oh, it's the berserker and the wildcat. Yeah, the berserker being bear. So first I made this piece here on this piece right here. I made this one first because I wanted to kind of like, I had this idea for like an emblem for I guess like the two of them. And then I really wanted to match it with an image of them, so Captain Asher and Mila. And um and it's like, so these are the pieces that I'm going to be working on. Probably I should be able to talk and work at the same time, right? So I think I'm going to work on this one. So I just realized that Photoshop could do this and actually present pieces, together on the screen very neatly. I came across that by accident. So so at least I'm able to show you the two pieces. So but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shading in this piece, and if there's time I'll shade in this piece as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that, and we're just going to, I'm going to put the shading in on this. So HR is saying Corbin's Penthouse Comics digital painted is amazing. Came out in the 90s. Oh, and Rancirox. Yes, I absolutely know them. Actually, it's like a friend of ours was an assistant for Richard Corbin. And he owns like a couple of Richard Corbin originals, and so he had his, I mean, our friend has a very actually pretty illustrious career, and Richard Corbin was one of the people that he worked with. So yes, we are very familiar with Richard Corbin and Rancirox. If everyone, yeah, because I remember Penthouse Comics. I especially remember the guy, I think like one of the editors on a cocaine binge jumped out the window. It was a very strange time. It was a very strange time. But they were good comics though. I think like they were, I think like kind of like competing with heavy metal seriously at the time. So I'm just getting my glove and my pen here. Yes, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Penthouse comments. So let me see. So let me put the music on. Let me put the music on. So let's see. So as always, if the music is a little, if it sounds like a competing to the music, and I'll break it down. Oh, hey, Patrick. Hey, she looks a little chibi. She looks kind of chibi in that first one. Yeah, I was what the one with the bear and the wildcat. It's like, yeah, I was trying to go for something. There's I don't know. It's like I'm not completely happy with it. I might change a couple of things before I actually go color it in. Um, if you mean this one, but if you mean this piece, she is supposed to look a lot young. I think like she's in her like 20s in the book, and he's supposed to be kind of like maybe like 10 years older than her. I think if I understood, if I kind of they don't really talk much about how old I don't remember if she mentioned that. What was really funny, what I learned about the the book, the trilogy, was that Myra had originally written the story as kind of like a writing challenge on an erotic fiction site. Website. So I don't know if it was like a fan fiction site or just in general, it was just like, oh, but these were her OCs. So 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 it's like, so what happened was that, so I guess like she finished the story there, or she decided to rewrite it in a more professionally, I guess, when she started really becoming more professional, and she rewrote the story in a new volume, which she says really has nothing to do um with this version. That it seems that everybody, like, what I keep reading in the reviews is that this is the really, like, this version that I read is the really, really spicy one. um and she kind of toned it down, or at least that's what the reviews say. It's like, I'm going to read it eventually. So but the thing is, right now I just started reading Sky of Thorns, because I figure if I helped, I did a crossover with it, I might as well read it, right? So I'm reading that right now. So I just started reading it. So so once I'm done with reading that, then I'm going to read her Triton Revolution. Yes, that was kind of the feel that I was trying to get. The animal one, it looks like he's holding her in his paw. Yeah, that was kind of the feel I was getting, because if there's one trope in this book that was really, really apparent, it's the size difference trope. It's like really, really big guy with kind of like a really petite woman. And it's like, it's a very, yeah, this one. Yeah. So, yeah, but for the emblem, the animals, that's kind of like the vibe that I was trying to get. That it was like this big hulking bear holding the cat. So okay, hold on, let me just put that. Okay, there we go, now I can see it better. So let's see. Yeah. Much better, much better. Now I can see what I'm doing. So yeah, but that was the vibe I was getting for with the emblem one. Like I said, there's a couple of things I might change on it before I get to coloring it. But this, yeah, so I figured that's why I started on this piece, because this one is exactly the way I want it. So yeah, so But yeah, it's like, yeah, so I figured that this was just a good way for me to unwind um in the middle of all the work that I have to do. Because at least, this is just a little bit more there's no pressure on this, you know. Yeah, so let's see. So what else has been going on? Um so I've just been like looking at all these prose novels on Kickstarter, and I don't know, it's just, I think like writing my own books as prose, my own comics as prose, it's like I'm having a lot of fun with that. Like I said, just being able to add in like all these extra scenes. Um, I'm having, it's like that I really like. Which in the end, I mean, this really shouldn't surprise me because the first completed Ego Raven story that I did was a prose piece. It was the prequel. That was the very first completely finished Ego Raven story I did before I even did a comic. So so it's like, so I think that this well, it's like, oh, there. It's like, I think Nita's saying, I've been dipping balls in chocolate all day. I bet you have. Are they salty? But yeah, it's like that also yeah, so I'm a bit amazed that tomorrow is already Thanksgiving. Absolutely, Nita. Yes, take that how you will. Uh-huh. So yeah, I just can't. Oh, hey, Lucky Neko. Hello. Um I'm just surprised that tomorrow's Thanksgiving already. It's like I usually don't do anything for Thanksgiving. I mean, it's like we haven't. I mean, there just came a point where all holidays, like it was almost like the first chance we got. All holidays and special occasions became completely meaningless. you know. No, we don't. No, Patrick, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. We don't bother with that. We're going to do a Sunday dinner instead. So we're going to do that. At least that way I get to avoid all the crowds, pretty much, or at least when it comes to shopping in a supermarket for Thanksgiving stuff, you know. So so at least, on Sunday, so at least like on Friday, even though it's Black Friday, I mean, I don't know. It's like I've always had an easier time shopping on Black Friday for food than the day before Thanksgiving. So, I'm going to do that, and we're going to have a nice meal on Sunday and just leave it at that pretty much. But yeah, like there just came a point where yeah, like holidays like these, like just doesn't it doesn't do anything for us. Like even Christmas, it's like we barely we barely do anything. Hello. Yeah, good idea on Sunday. Yeah, no, it is. It really is. It's a lot less stressful. Um, it's a lot less stressful. That's for sure. Um, like even like for Christmas, we don't really do anything. Um, it's like I don't know. It's like it just it's just kind of funny how it's like, you think about like family traditions and stuff like that. And it just makes me wonder just how much stuff we did more because there was a pressure to do them rather than we actually wanted to do them. Because the second we were able to not bother, we didn't, you know? So that was so yeah, so that's the thing, like not even like birthdays or anything, we don't do anything. It's like, look, honestly, it's like I barely make any distinction um with weekends to tell you the truth. Oh, hey Joe, how you doing? Hey Joe. Joe D is also joining us in the chat. um so it's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like weekends, like regular holiday, like most of the time I only know it's a holiday when I try to go to the post office and it's closed. Either I go to the post office or the bank and realize that it's closed. Those are the only times that I realize that if there's a holiday going on. Um so so yeah, so this is no different in the end, you know. Oh, Patrick, you see, the funny thing is that there is no cooking from either of us. I don't cook, I heat. I reheat. So I don't buy anything that needs to be, cooked from scratch or anything. It's like I don't have time for that shit. So usually I buy the stuff and then it's like I preheat the oven, and usually within like 20 minutes, everything is done. 20 to 30 minutes, depending on what it is, it's done. So I don't, so yeah, so none of that. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, so that doesn't, um, yeah, we don't worry about that. I mean, let's see. It's like Patrick says the reason maybe because in America we have holidays all the time. We have a major eating related holiday almost every month. So having so many makes them lose their power. Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like because, you know, yeah, I guess. I mean, I just thought it had something to do with like me personally, like once I had the power to not have to engage, I didn't. And Nita say, me neither, but here I am covered in chocolate and cream. It's like, well, it's like, look, it's like, the kids are going to eat all of that anyway. So, you know, um, but that also could be another reason as to why. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, look, like I said, the second we were able to just not do anything, we didn't. We didn't. I can't even say that it's like, oh, it's a family thing, because it was kind of like a weird family consensus. It's like, yeah, we're not doing this shit anymore. Like, it's like, I don't know. We just stopped doing it, and we didn't care enough um, to like really question why. So I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, so reading, like, so really reading these novels. Oh, have you tried ordering the whole pre-made meals from the supermarket? Yes, that's what I usually do. That's what I usually do. I usually buy the whole pre-made stuff from Whole Foods. Um, you know, um, but it's gotten to a point now that I don't need to pre-buy anything, to pre-order anything anymore. Once I realized that like shopping on that Friday or Saturday, like off Thanksgiving, was so much easier. Like I didn't have to buy anything in advance. I could just go there, pick up what I need, and then leave. Because they everything that they have that's pre-made, they pretty much have that stuff year round. So it's not like I'm ordering anything special that I can't pick up at any other time. But yeah, everything's, yeah, I only buy pre-made stuff. You know, like I said, I don't have time to do anything from scratch. You know, um, you know. So yeah, so the funniest thing um that I don't know whether it's like I learned from like all this research into like romance fantasy Kickstarters is, and then it's like kind of like hanging a little bit with the writers on threads. Um which, to tell you the truth, I'm a little, talk about being burnt out on social media. I'm very burnt out on social media right now. I mostly just hang out on Facebook. Um and I'd like to build up my YouTube channel more in terms of the community tab, but like Twitter I've stopped posting to. I only have Twitter now to follow the artists that haven't moved on yet to like Patreon. um because at least for a while, Twitter was the only platform that allowed you to post uncensored, not safe for work artwork. So, I was able to follow a lot of artists there who did that. But now it's like everyone's moving to Patreon, and it's like I can't afford to follow everybody like that. Um so so that's pretty much what I use Twitter now for. I don't post there anymore. Threads, I don't know. It's I think like the novelty wore off for me, for threads, because I haven't. I'm also, I've been having a lot of problems posting there. Like it keeps giving me a problem whenever I try to post images. Like, oh, and it's like, I'm like, wait, it's like, you know what? If you're gonna be complicated, if I have to reformat my stuff just because it's like I'm not gonna bother. So that also didn't help either. Um, so what was I saying? What was I saying? I was talking about, right. So I was hanging out a little bit with the writers on threads, and the thing that I found interesting, but kind of like, oh, I don't know whether it's because, oh, I write differently or something, or I don't really think about this stuff when I'm writing. I just write. Where it's like, I guess like for professional novelists, in like genre novelists especially, like there's a lot of like tropes and rules that they try to follow. Like I remember reading that in romance books that there are certain expectations that people who collect romance novels, that they have very specific expectations for the stories. And if you want to be considered a romance novelist, you have to follow those rules, or they don't consider you a romance novelist. And then it's like there's all these very strange categories that I'm not familiar with. Like there's new adult, and like, and it's like, and I don't understand what a lot of this means. um And and the some of the authors that I've been watching and following, it's like they're all like, it just all seems like, it's like, yeah, it's like I'm writing this, I'm writing that, so that makes me this and that makes me that, and it's like, oh, that's really, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, Threads is still around. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just, for me, the novelty kind of wore off. Um, so yeah, and so yeah, so I was just like finding that like really strange, because it's like, if you asked me, now that I'm writing Eagle Raven as a novel, if you asked me what category that is, like, I have no idea. It's like fantasy, it's like, it's just fantasy. I don't know, you know, and it's like, because the thing is, though, is that, it's kind of like a soap opera, but it's like, I wouldn't call it a romance, but it does have, it's going, it's like, it does have kind of like romantic elements to it. But it's not like the main focus. But at the same time, it's like I have two plot points that literally that are literally sex related. To it, that it's like they're literally important to the plot, but I wouldn't call the book a romance or anything like that, or even like spicy. I don't know. It was just like, it was just very like a lot. It was a lot for me. Um like, I don't know. It's like, I just thought that people just wrote and then that was it. But it seems like there's like, oh, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. If you want to be considered this, like, you have to do these types of tropes. You want to consider that, you have to do those types of tropes. So yeah, so I don't know. So in the end, it's like, all I'm gonna do, I mean, in the end, whatever novel, um whatever novel that I do, any of my novels that I'm doing, I'm just going to write them and just treat them like I do with the comics. I'm just going to release them independently. And it's like, yeah, you can buy it on a Kickstarter and that's it. I've no, it's like, oh, it's a fantasy. That's all I can tell you. That's it. I can tell you the kind of, the plot and everything. But, once it comes to those like publishing categories, I couldn't tell you. Um so yeah, so yeah, so it's like, it's a whole new thing for me. um but mostly it's like, I just want to, oh, okay, so Okia Fern says, I believe that telling a good story is more important than those who want to spread the message. um Well, that's true. But I think that that's something else. That's kind of like, that's like ham-fisted writing, I guess. Where it's like, like nobody knows how to use subtext or something. No matter what, type of, yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't like those types of stories either. Where, like, to tell you the truth, I think that was the reason why I couldn't get into Mercedes Lackey, because I wanted to read, um I forgot what the book series it was. Valinar, I think it was. The one with the talking horses, right? Because, hello, talking horses, right? That should be up my alley, right? Um and like, not even like the first couple of pages was just like this really, really ham-fisted, um kind of like introduction to the world, where it's just like, oh, man good, woman bad, woman can't do anything type, and I go, okay, I'm done. I don't need this. I don't it's like, the women can't do anything. They're only there to like sew and make babies, and the guys do everything interesting, and I'm like going, that's not, no. No, I'm not interested in that. um like I said, it was very ham-fisted, and it was just like, stop, so I couldn't get into it, but yeah, the message, whatever the message is, you know, you know, um, but the thing is though, it's like I kind of, I just find it funny though also that even if you're not doing a message, the fact that there's like certain that there were like they were saying like certain tropes that your book has to have. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, that the book has to have, the story has to have, if you want to be, and I understand that that's like a marketing thing, you know, but at the same time, it just gets a little too much. It's like, okay, are you writing just a story that's just a list of tropes, or are you actually writing a story? you know? Um so yeah, so it was just, just kind of like a kind of weird, but like I said, it's like I just write my stories, and everyone's just like take it or leave it type of thing. um I know that there's probably an easier way for me to do these patterns, but I don't know. I actually kind of like the way they come out when I'm done. But yeah. Like, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the background on this. Because I know that for the two pieces, I wanted them to match with this ring, you know, with the, because it's like, yeah, because it's like that was kind of like a theme in the book as well, because it's like they're all like they have to, in order to be bonded, they have to wear like these collars. Well, she wears a collar and two wristlets, and he has like kind of like matching wristlets, um that's how they bond to each other. Like it's like once they put them on you, you can't take them off at all. Like they don't come off, I don't think, even for him either. Although the part of the story, like it implies that, oh, we can separate the priestesses from these, I guess they're the handlers or whatever. Um so but that hasn't really been shown in the book yet. So, like I don't know like how true it is. Like that's kind of, that was kind of like a thing where it's like there was a lot of threats made, but there wasn't any indication as to how true the threats are. So I'm not yeah. So yeah, so I wanted to use the symbolism of a ring to connect both the images that I'm doing. Yeah. Did you see the HR says symbolism? I'm a Jodorowsky junkie, aren't we all? Did you see the Dune documentary? That Jodorowsky's Dune? That crazy thing? You know? That was but also it's like Meta Barons is I think it's one of my top favorite comics, Meta Barons. Um, which Jodorowsky created as a response to Dune, not like his version of Dune not going anywhere, essentially. Um, so he took a lot of the concepts and he put it into Meta Barons, and I really really enjoy um I really enjoy it, because it's like you can see a lot of the Dune influence in it, and yeah, I really do enjoy it. That's not what I wanted. Yes, I read the Incal. Um, didn't like it as much. It's to tell you the truth. I mean, I did feel I felt a little underwhelmed by the Incal. The reason why I read it, because I think Nameless I think, like, technically it's the first um it's the first time a Meta Baron appears in the Jodorowsky universe is in the Incal. So that was one of the reasons why I read it, because it's like, oh, okay, the Meta Barons, I think they debut in the Incal, so it's very, but it's like it's very, I don't remember it being very significant. Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, honestly, it's like Hollywood was built on Jodorowsky's work. To tell you the truth, after he did the Dune, his Dune Bible, it's like they were saying that it's like once they said it's okay that no production this thing is never going to happen. It seems that like everybody working at every major film studio took from that Jodorowsky's Dune Bible to create, like, it's like Alien and Terminator and Star Wars. Everything is a Dune baby, pretty much, in Hollywood, thanks to Jodorowsky. Um, he pretty much pioneered the ideas that really changed genre movie making. Um, you know, so yeah, it's like, yeah, definitely. Um, you see, the Fifth Element. Like, I mean, really, it's like the Fifth Element. Is, it's like Luc Besson would do the Incal movie. It's like, I'm surprised that he hasn't done it. Because the Fifth Element is literally, you know, opens like that. Opens like the Incal. Um, isn't there somebody doing an Incal movie? Oh, it was Waika Tatiti. What's his name? Oh my god, I'm just butchering everybody's names. Um, uh, you know, which, I'm not sure if that's even still in the pipeline, or whatnot. But yeah, honestly, as a comic, I was underwhelmed with the Incal. Like I said, Meta Barons is more my jam. Very very outrageous, over the top science fiction, but there's a weird medieval element to it as well. Um, like the David Lynch Dune. Like, honestly, if I had a choice, I much prefer the David Lynch Dune than the the new one. I'm gonna still watch it. I'm still gonna watch the new Dune movies as they come out, but like, design wise and for its over the topness, I much prefer um David Lynch's Dune. Much prefer it. Um and also for the fact that Frank Herbert worked on the movie as well, which explained a lot of the weird little things that wasn't in the book, but sounded like it could be. And then it turned out that Frank Herbert made that shit up for the movie because he thought, yeah, it's like, let's do this or let's do that. Um, and yeah, so that's why I much prefer it. I much prefer it. You know. Oh yeah, I saw that. He says HR said there's a short animated clip of the Incal that was made in late. Yeah, I have that bookmarked somewhere. It was their sizzle reel. It was the animation sizzle reel. Um, I guess when they were trying to shop it around as an animation. Which honestly, I'm surprised they haven't done it. I would think that especially now, animation would be a lot less expensive to do than an actual movie. Um, you know, um, yeah, because that's what I really liked about David Lynch's Dune as well. I mean, one because um, it reminded me of I Claudius, a space version of I Claudius, right? But it had Cyan Phillips and it had some other actors. I think it had some other actors as well, Patrick Stewart, that was in I Claudius. So it kind of had that overlap. I already had brain rot by that point. Oh, hey Jim. Hey Jim. I was already brain rotted from I Claudius anyway. So the second I saw Dune and all the same, pretty much a lot of the same actors in it, I was like, oh, let me watch this movie. And I've adored it ever since. Yeah, well, technically to this day, I still have I Claudius brain rot. It's why I think of I am always thinking of Rome. No, I did not see Holy Mountain. I like all his more artistic movies. I haven't really I haven't gotten into. It's like I really do have a very particular set of interests. So let me see, how's this coming out? Okay. Okay. I'm getting a little too. Let me just widen those up a bit. Huh. Well, there's a movie that I still have to watch. The Color of Pomegranates. I still have to watch that. I know that has nothing to do with him, but it's the movie that inspired Tarzim. The director of The Fall and The Cell, Immortals. And I still have to watch it. I think it's mostly like music and very abstract visuals. Um, yeah. But I haven't sat down and watched that either because it's the type of movie you really have to pay attention to because there's a lot visually going on. You can't just listen to it. Yeah. Let's see. At least this pattern is not taking as long. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to finish that up. Okay. Okay, so let me see here. So let me see. Should we put some flat colors? Let me try to put some flat colors in here. Let me just turn that off. So let's see, because I mean it's not that complicated of a piece, so in theory I should be able to get most of it settled before the really it's like this so the music that I'm playing is another playlist from Epidemic Sound, not sponsored. And it always sounds like there's always some category. This is the epic category, kind of an epic fantasy music category. And this, it's like I'm getting like Epcot feels, like this is like the Epcot background music. It's just really funny. Now let's see. So the collar that she wears, like the collar and the cufflinks the cuff things that she wears, is a gold, while his is kind of like black, like it's gold and leather and something. It's so yeah. So let me just remember that. So let's see. So let's use this color. Okay. So also the thing is though too is that Asher has dark hair. So I don't quite remember if it's black or like a really dark brown, but we can do a color that kind of like mixes the two so that either way I'm kind of right. So let me put this in. Right. I don't know. I'm still debating whether, like, if I have to replace this tablet, whether I should get the really large one, just get the 24-inch and call it a day. Because there are just some days where it's like, I feel like I could use more space on the digital screen, on the digital side. Let's see. The thing is also is like she's supposed to be wearing black too, but I don't want to actually use black, so let me use the same color. Okay. Yeah, because I want to have that kind of similar color. See, probably I should do this here too. Okay. Oh, right. I forgot that I put the ring on a separate layer. Did I? Okay, so there's... Oh, okay. Oh, so maybe I could just... Look at that. I forgot what I did on this thing. Oh, I forgot how my layers work. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay. There we go. All right. Ah, okay. That's what I wanted. Okay. So all right, let me open up those covers. Okay, so here is the cover. So yeah, so let me see. What if I were to take maybe this color? Let's see how this looks. All right, my flats. Okay, there we go. No, that's too dark. But you know, let's fill it in with that, and then we can change it easier. Yeah, because technically she should be lighter. Maybe this one. Yeah, let's run with that for now. Because she's not blonde. She's supposed to have kind of like silver hair. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I really got to think about what I'm going to do with that. What I'm going to do in the background. Because it's not like this piece is going to have like a lot of color to it. Oh, I forgot her eyebrows. Oh, no, wrong one. Okay. That's coming together. It's kind of... Yeah, because I mean, unfortunately, it's going to be a little too monochromatic for my taste. But like I said, it's like I'm going to have to do something with the background, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. Because also the thing is, oh, that's what I forgot to do. Because also, like, a thing in this story is that the way people know that they're linked, right, is that she ends up with like these golden like threads going through her, like kind of like gold in her veins type of thing. Like that's how it was described, you know? So it's like, and it was noticeable on the skin. So I'm going to have to do something with that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Like, maybe if I did it like, maybe if I take the same color and maybe do something similar to what I was doing on the, like, something. Like maybe this? Hold on. Is probably something like this. No, not like that. I want to keep it thin.
Wow.
Okay, let's see how that looks when I fill that in. Maybe we can let's follow up with that, and let's just maybe let's see. Let me continue, because they're just flat colors, so it'll be easy to change. Yeah. Oh, Joe is saying one good thing that comes from watching this is I pick up coloring ideas. Yeah. Always remember that I do things the hard way. Always remember. Always remember, Joe. This is me not learning coloring properly. But I mean, if it works, right? It's just that I know that there's like a lot of things that I can do in Clip Studio if I just learned how to do it. I mean, technically, you could do this in Clip Studio too. But, yeah. But yeah, oh, Joe says I'd rather do things the hard way to learn than no way where I can't do anything. Good point. Good point. At least even with the hard way, you're doing it, right? Yeah. Also the thing is too, right? As much as I know that I could do a lot of stuff easier in Clip Studio, the one thing that I don't, yeah, I think that might be it. I'm not sure. Let's you know what? Let's kind of still run with it. The thing that you see what Clip Studio can do and all the fancy stuff, and the thing that I want to be careful with is not using all of those shortcuts at one time, let's just say. I don't know, like I still would want to be able to know how to do things without having to depend on Clip Studio shortcuts. You know, it's kind of like how I don't really see myself using the asset catalog. Like I would rather make my own assets because there's nothing in their asset catalog that I could use that wouldn't make it look like I was using assets. You know, because I don't draw like that. So I would have to like make like special effects and things on my, you know, like separately, specifically for something like that. Let me see. I don't want it to go too far. Okay, something like this. Okay, let me see. Maybe. I mean, you know what? It's like I'm going to run with that. Yeah, you know what? So let's see. So let me see if I can take let's see. What can we use here? Maybe that. Okay. Like you see how it's like it's supposed to look like she's glowing from the inside, but it's like it's through her veins. Okay, let's see. You know what? Let's put a skin tone in and see how it looks. Let me see. Well, at least with a skin tone, it's beginning to come together. Well, I mean, HR. I mean, I'm the color schemes that I'm using. They're taken from the novel. So I'm trying to like there was a lot of what is it? There was a lot of reference to like gold and red and black. So yeah, it's just like trying to figure out how I'm going to incorporate that in a background. Yeah, it's really coming together. You pop in that flesh color and everything begins to look normal. Let's see. Okay. No, because yeah, she definitely needs more color in her though. Let's see. what do I got here? Now let's use that. No, that's too much. Let's see. Huh, okay. That kind of works. That kind of works. Now let's do him. Okay, let's see what we got here. I don't know, this, because it's like this cover has him a lot lighter than the first one. The only thing, though, you know what? Let's go with this one because at least it'll give him a little bit more contrast with her. So let's find... Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay. All right, let's see what when we put the shading in. Oh, very nice. Let's put the highlights in. Let's put the highlights in. Let's see. Okay. All right, so because I'm going to keep... All right, so let's see. Let's see what we got here. I hate it when it does that. Let's see. The shading drowns the gold. Well, yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. You know, I'm still debating on what to do with that. Joe is saying the shading drowns out the gold accent on her skin. It's like, yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like maybe I would need to go a little bit darker with it or make it like something that pops a little bit more because, you know, yeah. You know. Yeah, because you see the thing is like she's supposed to be like very fair-skinned, but you can still see this golden radiance. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure something out for that. Okay. I mean, isn't it funny how it's like what looks like a very, very simple piece is kind of like, oh, we're going to have to think about this. We're going to have to think. We're going to have to think. You know, but I guess it's like, yeah, because it's based on a very specific narrative, you know, descriptive narrative that I'm trying to keep kind of accurate to, but yeah, that's the mood Joe says that's the mood I am in every time I ask to color something digitally. Yeah, because it's like Yeah. Hmm. Oh, I completely forgot here. Okay, hold on. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with that yellow. Let's see. A color does much. Oh yeah, it's like yeah, no, there's definitely HR is talking about color symbolism, and it's like yeah, that's um, you know, it's like yeah, no, definitely, that's also something to keep in mind is how like the definition, like the symbolism of color, right? But like I said, it's like there's a very specific color palette from the book that she uses to describe, so yeah, what the fuck am I going to do with yeah, I have to do something to make these stand out a little bit more. You know, probably go in with another color or something. I am thinking the radiance needs to sit above the shadow to blend it better. You know what? I'm kind of feeling that way too, because technically, if it's glowing, the shadow shouldn't affect it. It's glowing through the shadow. So yeah, I'm probably, if anything, what I can do is I can move I can move these to a separate layer, and put it on top, and maybe it'll be better for me to like play around with them more. Let's try that. Let's try that. So, okay, so I'm going to shut off the shading, right? And I am just going to we're going to I used that. Oh, so Patrick's asking what happened to the other art program I was using, Clip Studio Paint. I still use that. I use it for inking. I haven't used it for coloring yet because learning curve. I'm not in the mood for the learning curve right now. So I just color in Photoshop because that's what I know right now. That's what I really know. Um, but my goal is to eventually transfer everything to Clip Studio. But right now it's just for inking. Actually, it's for penciling and inking because I'm laying out my Eagle Raven issue 9 in Clip Studio Paint, and I have like the first 8 pages already penciled. So yeah, I'm doing penciling there too. I'm only using Photoshop for coloring right now. So, okay. So what we want to do is we want to select that yellow. Okay. And let's see. Okay. And then we want to remove it. Oh, no. No, that's not it. Wrong one from the flats layers. Okay. Oh no, where's my selection? Select. Let's do that again. Color range. That's what we want. We're going to remove it. Okay. And then we're going to put it on its own layer. There we go. Okay, so okay, let me see how that looks. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to fill in these areas. Oh. Okay. Oop. Okay. Okay. All right. Did we fill it in completely? Yeah. Oh, yes, that's exactly. Joe is saying, I am not, yes, I am not ready for the voluptuous curves of Clip Studio Paint. I am absolutely not. Not at this moment. Not at this moment. Yeah. It's gonna take me yeah, it's probably gonna take me a bit to kind of to get the hang of it. It's like, hey, look, the other program I have to learn how to use is Adobe Premiere to do my video editing on, because it's like I pay for the subscription for the entire suite anyway, and it's like I'm paying a separate subscription for another program that I use, but I know that if I could actually, utilize Premiere, I wouldn't have to have that subscription anymore, because I'm, um okay, so all right, so there we go. So now we have these on a separate layer. Oh no, wrong one. We're not moving that one. We're moving this one. Okay. So now, okay, so you see, Joe, yeah, you're definitely right. I'm still not happy with it yet. I think I still need to do a little bit more, probably a little tinkering with it. But definitely it needed to be over the shadow, because it didn't make any sense. Why? Yeah, because it wouldn't have made any sense otherwise. It's supposed to be glowing, not being affected by shadow, right? Let me look at something here. So so this is, we're gonna say what these are. The glow, we're gonna call it glow. Okay, so let me see. So let's try something here. Now that we're kind of like, okay, all right, so yes, so now we're kind of in the right area. Let's see. Joe says Premiere is somewhat easy for basic stuff. I use that for my videos where I'm mixing animation, After Effects, and text. I haven't even touched the advanced stuff, and that sounds like the advanced stuff to me, honestly. So so let me see something here. So let's go to layer. So we're gonna just do something really a little sloppy, but just to kind of like give me an idea of what we could do here. Okay. Let me see. Oh, really? Already? So it's already almost at the top of the second hour. So let me see. No, it's too. Maybe I should go with a stroke. No. Okay, let's try something. Layer style, stroke. Let's try something here. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe we're on the right track with this. Hold on. I don't know. Let's take a look. Okay, so what do we got? 3. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? What does it look like? I think we're closer. Let's see. Oh, Lucky. Oh, hey, Gothic Lolita Angel. Hello. And then Lucky Neko says, I'm doing a Digimon story project. It focuses on street racing. You see? You do all the fan art, all the fanfics. Yeah. I think we're a little closer. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that for now. I still have to think about it a bit. let me just do her highlights a bit. A fan comic. Yeah, those are fun to do. You know? You're going to what are you gonna do? You're gonna put it on are you gonna put it like on your website or something? Oh yeah, that'll work. Because that's what in the end that's what I did. Optic art background makes a trauma feel or montage of the comic pics in the background. Well, this isn't. Well, you see, the thing is that this isn't a comic, so there wouldn't be comics pages. But the optic art background might be something. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see. So. Yeah, that might be something. You know, using you know what? That might be something like that. And then use kind of the red and the reds and the golds and the blacks that she talks about. Yeah, that kind okay, thank you HR. Thank you. That I can you know. Oh, it's like so. Yeah, so Lucky Neko. It's starring a female Anti-Lamont. Her car choice is a Honda Civic, Type R. See, that's why fanfic is fun. That's why But yeah, no, definitely HR. I think that's also probably the direction I should go into with the background. I kind of like that very disorienting, because that was also kind of the vibe that she had in certain scenes. So it's like, yeah, probably I'm going to see how that works. So let me just finish her highlights and oh, I forgot to put shading on there over there. Mm. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. I think that, but HR, yeah, definitely. I think that would work. Definitely going to try that. The kind of like that optic design. Oh, there goes my phone. Hold on. There goes my alarm. Man, it's like, has it been 2 hours already? It's like, but I think I think we got pretty far ahead on this piece. It's like I'm probably not going to finish it today because it's like, again, it's the simplest piece, but at the same time it requires me to think about it a bit. So because like there's certain design decisions I want to make on it. So let me just finish this. I don't know. I'd like to keep the characters themselves simple, and then do the fancier stuff in the backgrounds because I really do want to get it's like I want to keep the characters from kind of like melding too much into the background. So I'm gonna have to kind of like think about it a little bit. So let's see where we're at right here. So so definitely what I want to do Okay, so definitely with yeah, we're definitely going to do some optic designs in the background. That's for sure. I really do think that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. I still have to do the highlights on the skin tones. I usually don't do that, but I think for this piece it would look really nice. And then I kind of have to like commit a little bit more as to what I'm doing with these glow things on her. So maybe put a little bit more shading on it so that it pops a little bit more. Um Not sure. I'm gonna play around with that. Um oh, hold on. I don't let me Oh, it looks like there's something missing here. So let me put another one here. Yeah, much better. Um yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that's pretty much I think that you know, like I said, for a very simple fan art piece, it's requiring a lot of thought. A lot of thought has to go into it, right? But I think that for now we can leave it at this. I still have oh hold on. Let's okay, so I think that let me just shut that off. Okay, so it's like Patrick says, you're gonna add special effects like glowy bits or highlight. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that too. Um I just don't want to get too carried away with stuff. So I'm gonna like kind of like build up to it to see if that's what I'm looking for. Um but I think that for now, I think this is a good start. Um so yeah, so I just have to work. I mean, I don't see myself finishing it today cuz I do have some more packages that I have to put together to try to finish off the campaign for Eager Raven, the Unicorn King's daughter. I got like 20 packages left to pack it, 20 packages left, and turns out I miscounted some of my books, so I'm actually short. So I have to pack everybody to account for all the books that I do have, and then I have to make a list and send out to the printer again. Like, okay, I need these stragglers so that I can finish off the campaigns. But I'm almost done. I'm almost done. So I got to do that. And then it's like we'll revisit this. Maybe it's like I just need to take a break from it and then revisit it on another day where it's like I could think a little bit more clearly about it. So yeah, so here we are at the top of the second hour. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you everybody in the chat, especially HR, Patrick, and Joe, for kind of giving me a little guidance on how to work with this piece and where to go with it. And it's like, now it's all kind of coming together. So thank you so much for the advice. I definitely will be running with them. So yeah, and listen, I'd like to thank my beautiful eyeball people for keeping me company for the last 2 hours as well. I mean, it's like that's kind of like the whole point of this. We're just all kind of like just drawing and relaxing and talking and just seeing what happens, right? So and yes, so and also if you are interested in reading reading some really horny fantasy novels, yes, the Last Tritan series, it's not a trilogy. That ending, I almost threw my Kindle against the wall when I hit the ending to book 3, but she did warn me that it kind of ended on a cliffhanger. So but still though, so if you want to check out this book series, the Last Tritan by Myra Danvers, it's on Amazon. I'm reading the Kindle. I read the Kindle version. You can pick them up for your Kindle. That's what I did. It's like, because it's like now it's like I don't even have the room to store actual books. I have to like I'm saving it for very, very specific books. So everything else, if I can read it on a Kindle, I will. So so that's it for me today. Like I said, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me and keeping me company while I got this done. But alas, it is time for me to get back to my actual work that I have to finish, because like I said, it's the rush before the end of the year. So oh, where was that? Where am I? Oh, okay. So where is my stuff? Hold on. Oh, here. Oh, here it is. Here they are. Poof and poof. So there you have it. So yeah, so if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and my upcoming campaigns and whatnot, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress updates. And remember that you can also catch me here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage Art. That's Lage. I have over 500 videos and live streams that you can peruse at your leisure on how I do my comics, how I do, all this, right? And also remember that you can catch me on Mondays and Fridays with Nita Lanning on the Raging 2, the vlogs show, where it's just me and Nita just yammering about anything and everything, but mostly having to do with independent comic book publishing and whatever nonsense I've gotten myself into because of it. So, but just a reminder, we will not have a show on Friday. Like I said, it's like everybody has better things to do on Black Friday. So yeah, so we're not doing a show. So we will be back on Monday with another episode at 11 a.m. So make sure Eastern, all times are Eastern. And yes, so and remember, you can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn for free on my website at egoworks.com, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. Remember that issue 8 for Ego Raven goes live on Kickstarter in 2024. So make sure you sign up for my newsletter so you don't miss when the pre-launch page goes live, so you can sign up to get notified when the campaign officially goes live. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. And like I said, will be re-released on Kickstarter, issues 1 through 5. Next year in 2024, with also the brand new issue 6, which, like I said, I'm just finishing up lettering, so that I have to get back to doing that too, because I want to get proofs out. I want to be able to get proofs done when I have to go print up all those extra books that I miscounted on my campaign. So thank you again so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I will see you on Monday. And remember, no matter what you do, be better today than you were yesterday. And tomorrow, make sure you're better than today. So it's like, I'll come up with something quippy, that'll work. But we're getting closer. We're getting closer. I've been workshopping for the past couple of episodes, this ending here. So yes, so we're going to stick with that for now. Be better today than you were yesterday, and especially for tomorrow, be better than today. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. And where are my videos? Oh, here they are. See you next time.
You are all weirdos.